And a couple notes from you here. You said that body count for women matters. It affects their ability to pair bond properly.
Absolutely.
Casual dating, sex is ruining the world and causing things like lack of commitment, unwanted pregnancies, abortion, which you say should be illegal,
Absolutely.
and taking the sacredness out of sex in itself, and also that feminism is evil and ruining the world.
Absolutely.
Do you care to expand on your view of feminism at all? Or
I think that modern day feminism is toxic. I think that it encourages women to be what they shouldn't be. I think that it encourages them to give away sex without any commitment. And I think that that in return encourages men to not ever give commitment, right?
Sure.
Because, if there's no point in getting married and doing all of the things if women are not going to hold themselves up to a higher standard and be worthy of marrying.
Why do you think feminism encourages women to give away sex without any commitment?
Because they think that it's empowering, but it's not. What's empowering is denying and telling men no.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about the other waves of feminism, like first wave?
First wave, like Mary Wollstonecraft and all them, I think were amazing. In fact, they were pro-life.
Really?
Yeah,
There
they
you have
were. I wrote an essay about it.
Yeah. So you think that the original feminism then, or what you consider first wave feminism, was good?
Oh, absolutely.
What were the
Yeah, to some degree. Yeah, I
What
would
was
say
the
so.
first wave of feminism?
What was the?
There's a couple different waves of feminism.
Yeah, but what was the first wave?
It was just like, basic equality.
When half the women were allowed to vote?
No, women weren't allowed to vote yet. I think it was like, the early 1900s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the suffragettes came out. But that aside, let's move back. I'm just curious on first wave feminism as a grounding foundation. Why would you say that was good?
I think because it established us as human beings worthy of having some rights, like voting.
So you think that voting rights were good?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but why? How come women don't want them?
Women don't want voting rights?
How come they didn't want them?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
almost
almost no women wanted to vote.
And I wasn't aware that they didn't want that. I certainly want voting rights.
Why?
Because I have an opinion and I'm a human being.
Yeah, so, let me ask you this. Women get the right to vote because you want to expand rights.
Sure.
How come women, when they vote, though, usually vote for more security in the state rather than voting to expand rights? So it's been my experience that usually nobody wants to vote themselves a right to do a good thing. They always want to vote themselves a right for some form of degeneracy. I've never actually seen someone say, I want to be more free for more responsibility. I want to be more free so that I have more duty in society.
Well, then you haven't met me, because that's not how
So
I
what
vote.
what do you want to vote for? What do you want the vote for exactly? What do you think
Why
women
do you
should
want to
have
vote?
Well, for me, I'm a patriarchist, right? So from
you don't think
from
women
the
should have any
grounding
opinions?
foundation, you say you're a Christian,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think in society, as a Christian, in a Christian society, why do you think that your founders didn't give women the right to vote?
I never said anything about a Christian society.
Yeah, but why do you think the founders didn't give women the right to vote?
I don't know, and I don't care.
You don't care?
No, I
What
don't.
the
Probably
foundation
because they
is?
were based in religion, right? But I believe in separation of church and state.
Right, so you're standing
to be clear.
more and more like a progressive and not a conservative to me.
Well, that's
so
fine,
if we
you
move
can
it,
think
so we
that.
move into first wave feminism. So now you want a separation between church and state as well.
Where
In
does
fact,
it say?
Can you tell me, other than like some basic, I don't like abortion, what do you actually disagree with progressive women on?
A lot of things. Like I believe that. Like what do you mean? Like feminism?
Just give me
toxic. I think
anything
women should have
besides
flat
just
hair
I don't
standards.
like abortion, right? So what I've noticed this trend of
Are
women.
you trying to ask me if I
Well, so
economically
I'll
am
tell you,
conservative?
I've noticed
Like,
this trend of women who are always like, look, I'm a trad girl, right? Ooh, patriarchy's based, haha, right? I hear this all the time. The question, though, for me always becomes this delineation when they're like, third and fourth wave feminism has gone too far. Okay, what about first wave feminism? Oh, well, all the delineation which led to third and fourth wave feminism, I love all that, just not what it turned into.
To clarify, I'm a libertarian-leaning conservative.
Nick, you can unmute. by the way.
Libertarian leaning.
So funny.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
What are libertarians trying to conserve?
What do you mean?
What are they trying to conserve?
So you're a conservative because you don't believe in separation
Well, what
of church
do you
and
think
state.
conservative means?
Conservatism is rooted in preserving the traditions that
Sure,
were
and
often...
you can
Hold on,
believe in
Stop,
traditions.
hold on for a second. conservatism is rooted in preserving the traditions and ideals that this nation was founded upon, which were almost entirely Christian, and libertarianism is oftentimes not
Sure, but
aligned
there's
with
also
that.
a reason why they didn't
So it's kind
specifically
of a contradiction of
state.
terms.
No, it's not, because you can still have those values and not have them based 100% saying that it's because the Bible said this. It says nowhere in the Constitution because the Bible said
Well,
that.
then what are you making a foundation of?
Well, you can still believe in those values.
Yeah, no, for conservation.
You can still 100%. To be fair, I am a Christian, right? I believe in Christianity.
Yeah.
But when it comes to my political views, I
Yeah.
don't vote based off of only my Christianity. And I also don't believe
Well,
that we should
Hold on.
enforce those.
Go ahead, Savannah.
So basically what
Into
you're
the mic,
saying
please.
is people that serve roughly 50% of the population should have a say in
Let's
the
not
government they
linger too
live
long
under.
on this
Okay.
topic, please. But
Yes.
And why is that?
Well, because
I think we've seen one
the,
tonight.
I just have a small question after.
because the entirety of women's voting inside of the United States has been a complete unmitigated disaster. Unmitigated disaster, which has led us to progressive policies, societal decay, a society which cannot reproduce itself, literally, can't even reproduce itself.
It's true.
It's led to every form of social degeneracy you currently see inside of society has been due 100% to women voting. Let me give you the counter.
I'm not sure
If it was
but
just men who
I may
voted.
have to.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't.
sorry.
I haven't
Anyways.
made my decision on the whole 19th Amendment.
Well, if,
But-
if you want me to
Not even
expand,
under tonight.
I'll expand. If
I
it was
don't,
just men,
actually.
if it was just men who were voting,
I'm not
for-
sure I can co-sign with it
Yeah,
on
if it
this
was
one.
just
but-
men who were voting, for instance, there would not be LGBTQ marriage, which was allowed for. That's right off the gate.
Here,
Okay.
let's
Do you,
You're just gonna
I do
anger
want to
that
ask
side
you a
more.
question too. Do you also believe black people shouldn't have had the right to vote too?
No, well, when you're talking about voting, I don't believe in suffrage at all. I don't think voting's good. I don't
Are you
believe
a
that
monarchist?
rights are true.
Are
Wait,
you a
who do
Who do you
monarchist?
think should vote?
What's
Wait,
your
no,
ideal
No,
political
no.
system?
I would say monarchy would be better than anything, at least right now. But
Wait.
when you're talking about rights, you need to understand that there's no such thing as rights. It's made up. Where you can't taste it, you can't touch it, you can't smell it, you can't see it. Point to a right. They don't exist absent your mind. These are social constructions which we make up, which have the application of force. So there are no rights. That's all made up nonsense that people have been kind of force-fed into believing. But first wave feminism starts with this kind of presupposition that there are some, and there aren't any.
I feel like we're getting
Here,
off the topic.
let's not
an
linger
interesting
too long. But if
philosophical
you guys
argument.
can make